Street food.
Top fives?
Hi, street foodies, coming to you once again live from my mind thoughts. Again, not an actual episode of Street Food, but another top 5 video. Some people just like things that come in fives. This month, I want to give you the inside scoop on the places you should visit should you happen to come to Xi'an. We got a lot of tourists, we got a lot of spots to see, but as far as I'm concerned, this is what I'd see if I was you. I'm not you, I'm me, but I got mind thoughts and they're coming at you. Starting at number 5, Bing Mayong, that's how we say the Terracotta Warriors. Okay, when you think of China, in terms of relics, you probably think of the Great Wall and maybe Tiananmen Square, but also you probably think of the Terracotta Warriors. I don't know what you think. Now you gotta leave Xi'an to get there. It's actually in the city of Lintong, which is nearby. It's dedicated to Emperor Qin. He's a big deal. He's the one who had the statues made and then buried so nobody could find them. Now it's true that each statue has a unique face, and thanks to science, we know that they used to be painted in really beautiful ways. Now they're not painted anymore. Some of them got messed up because, I mean, they were just buried in the ground, you know, and hidden. They were discovered randomly by accident by a farmer. It's a cool story, and there's currently still an archaeological dig going on. They continue to, like, do whatever archaeologists do, you know, X marks the spot. But it's also just a big tourist spot, you know. There's so many people who come, it's hot, and I gotta say, it's not that fun. I put it in the top 5 because it's world famous. So you should probably see it just to say that you saw it if you go to Xi'an, but other than that, it's not really that great. Although if you go, get some ice cream from this weird European dude. Number 4, Dayenta, the Big Wild Goose Pagoda. It's on the south side of the city, and is dedicated to this monk who's like a folk hero. He's a real dude, but he brought the Buddhist scriptures back from India and translated them into Chinese in this tower. Now there's a park all around it. It's a pretty cool place. A lot of locals will go there to get their groove on, dance a little bit, stretch a little bit, you know, do their thing. It's kind of cool, local spot. There's a lot of tourists too. There's some pretty cool sculptures in the gardens that are surrounding the area. So you can learn a lot about Shanxi culture specifically, and there's a fountain show. It's a pretty cool show, especially at night. You can pay to go up inside the tower if you want. I lived here 5 years and I've never done that. This is more of like a, I want to hang out in a park outside for free kind of place. Number 3, Zhonglo. That's what we call the bell tower at the center of the city, and next to that is the drum tower. These two towers are really central features to Xi'an. Tourists who come through definitely want to see this. And it can get pretty crowded at tourist season, but they've got some great Chinese cultural stuff inside. We take everybody to come see these when they come visit us in Xi'an. So you got your architecture. It's ancient. It's cool. I mean, I don't know. What else do you want out of architecture? To get into the towers, you have to pay a fee, but it's negligible, and along with the fee, you get not only to watch a show, but you get to see some museums. The drum tower has a museum of ancient drums. I like that one especially. And then you can watch a show of people banging on drums. Pretty sweet. You get inside of the bell tower, and you get to watch another music show of these Chinese ancient instruments. There's a zither, there's a erhu, and there's definitely bells. Okay, because it's the bell tower. There's big bells, there's smaller bells. Chinese music from back in the day, just not everybody's cup of tea, but it's pretty cool to get to see. On the second floor of the drum tower, they have a Chinese office furniture museum. Not that interesting. But look, you got the drum show, so that was cool. And then in the bell tower, they have a Silk Road History Museum, which is very small, but in my opinion, very interesting. Come to Xi'an, see the towers. Number 2, Quay. This is Xi'an's Muslim quarter, and this is where you want to go to get your snack on. You can see it from the drum tower. It's just to the north. The Hui people are one of China's ethnic minorities. Culturally speaking, they're set apart in a number of ways. The most obvious one is probably the way that they dress. Most of the women will cover their heads. They are traditionally Muslim, though that's not true across the board. And of course, their food is very distinct. Hui is where you want to go to get a snack. There's some great barbecue, particularly lamb. Without question, the best lamb in the city is found on Hui, but it's not just about the meat. Hui has a ton of little snacks, like this fried persimmon, that's awesome. These little quail eggs, they put some sesame paste on it. What people will do is they just go to Hui and then just walk around and they have snacks, and that's a date. Now, if you are a true street foodie, you need to look up Lost Plate Food Tours. They're on TripAdvisor, they got a website. I'm going to be featuring them next season, but let me just tell you, if you want to know where the secret spots are at, go with Lost Plate. Hui is a no-brainer. Don't miss it. The only thing better than a belly full of street food is a Chinese mountain range. This is Huashan, one of the 5 famous mountains, arguably the most beautiful of the 5 famous mountains, and it's just outside of Xi'an in a town called Weinan. You can take a bus, you can take a train. Once you get there, you can coordinate with a taxi driver, and you can get to the base of the mountain, and you can climb this joker. You probably feel tired, like this Taoist monk. Chinese mountains have a lot of spiritual significance, especially in Taoism. Xi'an is no different. You're going to find a lot of temples, a lot of caves where famous Taoist monks prayed for 20 years or something like that. There's some epic safety signs. A couple things you need to know. When you climb the mountain, you're going to be climbing stairs, okay? And a lot of them. Most Chinese mountains means climbing stairs. Also, the higher you get, the more expensive food and water will be. So carry your own. Most people will climb it at night and then watch the sunrise in the morning, but my friends and I went in the evening, so as we climbed, we actually got a really good view. Also, eventually we had to climb some at night, and then we watched the sunrise. Don't be fooled by the poor quality of this video. The sunrise on Xi'an is beautiful, okay? It's not something that you want to miss. Pictures don't do it justice. Go and see it for yourself. When we woke up the next morning, we found a ton of other people. It felt more like the rest of China, which is to say, very crowded. We kind of hiked down, single file, climbed down the ladder, took a cable car the rest of the way. Xi'an is, in my opinion, the top attraction of Xi'an. If you like mountains, you're going to love it. Look, there's a lot more you could see, alright? Depending on what you're into and whether or not you speak or read Chinese, I might recommend a few other spots, but in general, these are my recommendations. If you like history, if you like culture, if you like snacks, you could do a lot worse than a trip to Xi'an. Street food.